Welcome back, everybody, to a beautiful August morning here in the North Woods. This is an August bonus episode. I'm going to talk about 4 books that I read while I'm up here. Some of them are rereads, but I'm going to start with one that is a new book, and see if I can show this. I don't know if this is going to show on the camera very well. It's a 1946 juvenile book, A Yankee Flyer Under Secret Orders by Al Avery. Al Avery was really Rutherford Montgomery, who wrote many, many fine books. Most, if not all of them, are for juveniles. I've read others. This is part of a series that he wrote when aviation stories were a genre unto themselves. I collect 1930s and 40s juvenile aviation stories. They're really interesting, and I'm going to have to probably do an episode about them. You know, if you look at the history of the airline industry and airplanes from the Wright brothers on, and piece it together by a timeline, you're going to start discovering cultural events that are forgotten or not talked about today. Barnstorming pilots and that type of thing, and then the aviation stories that came out of the 30s and 40s really were major best-selling novels for young readers, and they sold millions of them. The Yankee Flyer series is but one of numerous aviation series that were published. I'll do an episode about them and talk more about the history at a later date. So this one is okay. This is in 1946. This is the final Yankee Flyer series, and it's about these boys, Stan Wilson and Michael O'Malley, who are now, you know, it's post-war, it's 46, it's a year later, and they have an adventure. It's not particularly well written compared to others that I've read, but it's okay. The others in the series would be Yankee Flyer with the RAF, Yankee Flyer in the Far East, Yankee Flyer in Normandy. This was World War II era aviation stories. Yankee Flyer in North Africa, Yankee Flyer in Italy, so you can see where this is going, and Yankee Flyer over Britain, Yankee Flyer in the South Pacific, and the final Yankee Flyer under secret orders. There's a Yankee Flyer on a rescue mission as well. But this is the final one, I believe, from 1946, and the series ended. Rutherford Montgomery went on to write many other great books. So the idea here is, these all have a moral backbone, a very patriotic backbone to them for young readers at the time, to stem the tide of evil in the world, which was prevalent just as it is now. But aviation stories are a thing of the past. There were aviation stories for adults, and there were aviation series for a lot of them for young readers. So again, I read this. I picked it up in an antique shop. Are you shocked to hear that one? I'm interested if any viewers ever listened to me and went to an antique shop and picked up a book because they found it in an antique shop, which people walk by them and they don't think that it could be a repository for books, but there are always books in antique shops. So I picked it up for pennies. It's in pretty good shape. It had obviously been cared for. It has a Mylar cover around it. All right. So I read that for the first time just as a minor thing, an hour read, 2 hour read. I have up here Ring Lardner's Haircut and Other Stories. Ring Lardner was a sports writer and a fiction writer as well. He died in 1933, so he was born in 1885, died in 33. He is very well known among certain members of the literati, like myself, who are interested in that period in history for sports writing. As a short story writer, Haircut is one of the most famous short stories in literature, or at least it used to be. I don't really see anybody talking about Ring Lardner. His style is sometimes difficult to get into. These are mostly first-person vernacular with a lot of cultural slang terms from the period, but Haircut, if you haven't read Haircut, I believe you can find that online and read it for free. I'm pretty sure you can, because it's public domain at this point. So I keep Ring Lardner as one of those, like various others from that period, short story writers that and sport writers. I've covered some of them. that I think are interesting quality writers. So just to, reading is about understanding voices. And this is a voice from the 1930s, the 20s and 30s. And it's not a popular voice with today's readers because everything is fast paced. It's at a monotone sometimes. So you're really getting character studies here through dialogue, first person dialogue, and Haircut is a perfect example of that type of story. So anyways, I reread all of the stories in here, and this is a quick, easy read. And I thought I'd mention it. This is a book that I've kept up here in my bookcase. I'll show you a picture of my bookcase. I have two bookcases up here, one of them at the cabinet. I don't have a lot of books here. They come and go here because it's a very small cabin. All right. Then I reread. I reread this every few years. This is nonfiction. Sigurd F. Olson, Reflections from the North Country. If you haven't read Sigurd Olson, you should read him. This is a series of essays. This is published by the University of Minnesota Press. Sigurd Olson is still in print. He was born in 1899 and died in 1982 or 3. I don't have a light on here. I should have, sorry. And I have everything he wrote. I have all of his books. This is a series of reflections on conservation and various things in the North Country. These beautiful editions from the University of Minnesota Press. Any Sigurd Olson book, they belong in this cabin, so I have some here. I reread most of this. I think there were a couple I didn't finish because I've read this book several times. I've read everything he wrote multiple times. Because, when I'm here, I'm involved in conservation efforts here in the North Woods, in this area, the Lac du Flambeau area, and promoting conservation, promoting preservation of the landscape, the animal life, the wild kingdom, the rivers, lakes, and streams. We need to take care of the earth as well as ourselves. They go hand in hand. If you don't take care of yourself and the earth around you, humanity will not survive. A little preachy moment there for me. Sorry about that if some of you didn't care for that. But if you're interested in, they used to have a name for this type of thing, nature writing. That's not really what he's doing here. Anything by Sigurd Olson, I recommend. All right. So really a diverse little group of books for this bonus episode. One more. You have to have pulp, right? And why not? So I picked up from the Robert E. Howard Foundation, Swords of the North, yet another collection. Now I have everything, at least I think I have everything from Robert E. Howard, starting in the 60s on, that was reprinted. And, he's a genius. I don't do a lot of Robert E. Howard episodes because everybody does Robert E. Howard episodes. And I'm trying to keep my channel a little different so that it's not the same old where everybody's talking about the same book every week. However, Robert E. Howard cannot be ignored. I've stated this before as well. I believe if they remove certain books from high schools in the United States and replace them with collections like this, for example, you're going to create not only readers, you're going to create writers. Death of a Salesman is great. A book that is overdone in high schools in the United States. It's a downer. That's an old term. I'm really showing my age. That's not going to inspire young readers to read and be excited about literature. Robert E. Howard will. Put Robert E. Howard in high schools. Get him out there. I know he's in colleges and in universities, but come on. So anyways, these Robert E. Howard editions, Robert E. Howard Foundation editions are beautiful. A lot of great material in here. And so I've read a lot of it before, but I read quite a few of these. I just got it. I actually got this up here. I'll eventually read all of them again. I'm actually right here, so you can see where I'm at, and going through it and really enjoying it. Robert E. Howard, I have on my bookcase, I have Robert E. Howard. I have a collection there as well. And you just can't ignore Robert E. Howard, probably one of the greatest prose stylists of the last century for genre fiction. Incredible talent. Beautiful editions from the Robert E. Howard Foundation. And my friends, Short and sweet, just to give you some titles, some author names, some voices to listen to in your mind when you're reading, because reading is about listening to voices and seeing movies in your mind when you're visualizing the scenes of the books. So there we have it. And August is coming to an end. I'm still up here for a while. I've been back and forth actually a couple of times since the last time, since July. I've been back and forth. I do have business matters I have to take care of, private business matters that I'm involved with that are quite lucrative, that keep me going to pay the taxes on these properties. And anyways, I do hope all of you are well. Thank you so very much for those of you that check in regularly, you booktubers out there that check in. I'm really honored that you would even look at my channel. I'm talking to you through the camera, but I'm thinking about the lake and the forest. So we'll take a look at that. Anyway, stay well, my friends. Stay happy. Feed your brains. Read a book.